Hello, welcome to News Centre. I'm Parikshit Luthra. French President Emmanuel Macron landed in Jaipur for his two-day state visit. Macron will become the fifth French president to attend the Republic Day celebrations as the chief guest in the national capital tomorrow. The French president was welcomed by External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar after landing at the Jaipur airport. Macron visited the Amber Fort and will also be visiting Jantar Mantar and Hawa Mahal during his stay in Jaipur. He will further hold a roadshow with Prime Minister Modi. The French president's visit also comes at the 25th anniversary celebrations for India-France strategic partnership. Yes, you can see those pictures of President Macron at the Amber Fort in Jaipur. There will be a roadshow of Prime Minister Modi and President Macron as well. To take this discussion forward, I'm now joined by former Indian Ambassador to France, Arun Singh, Ashish Saraf, Vice President and Country Director for India at Thales, and we're also joined by Jean Touboul, President at the Indo-French Chambers of Commerce and Industry. He's also the CEO at Pernod, Ricard, India. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us on the program. Ambassador Arun Singh, let me begin by talking to you about the strategic significance of this visit. Considering this is a state visit, it has started from Jaipur, and there is a roadshow element as well. Something that we reserve as a welcome for some of the closest partnerships in the world.
Parikshit, as you mentioned, President Macron will be the sixth president coming to India as chief guest on Republic Day. That in itself shows the significance that is attached to the relationship by both countries. And this year, in the case of President Macron, as you know, the invitation was extended late because there was some expectation, perhaps, whether the US president might be able to come. But eventually, for scheduling reasons, he was not able to come. And the French president responded readily. And that adds to the various dimensions of the relationship. We have a very strong defense partnership. France has been a regular supplier of fighter aircraft to India. We've recently bought the Rafale. We're exploring buying Rafale for the Navy. We have built 6 Scorpion submarines with assistance from France, and we are looking at building 3 more, also with support from France. So it's a very strong defense partner. The two countries are also talking about transfer of technology for jet engines and for fighter aircraft, and also engines for helicopters. Going beyond that, France has traditionally been an important partner in space. More than 20 Indian satellites have been launched from the French site in Kourou, in French Guiana. And we have done several joint satellites for monitoring the environment, monitoring the ocean surface. And looking ahead, there is talk of the two countries participating in space situational awareness. Last year, we started a strategic space dialogue. So that's, again, an important area. And the third area where we have a strong partnership with France is in civil nuclear energy. And there is conversation going on between the two governments about France participating in India and building nuclear power plants. And then at the UN, France has been helpful towards India. So there are many dimensions to this relationship.
Absolutely. It's a strong partnership, and of course there will be a strong component on the Indo-Pacific as well. Let's see what the two leaders discuss. Jean, if I can come to you, let me begin by asking you about the areas, the sectors in India which make you the most excited, and if there are certain goods or certain sectors which could see a boost as a result of this visit, the agreement signed during this visit, what would those be according to you?
Yes, thank you. Obviously, the multi-sector could benefit from this visit, and we are very excited of this honor which is given to our French president. It's a testament to the strong relationship, which is with already a great presence of French companies in India and vice versa. There will be obviously a great benefit for the biggest sector, energy, aeronautics, defense, and of course, your other guest will probably talk about that. But I would really say that it creates or it reinforces the favorable context in which French companies evolve here in India. And I expect that the benefit will be cross-sector.
Right. Jean, this is also a time for companies, for governments to discuss some of the bottlenecks, some of the issues around ease of business. As someone who understands both the Indian economy and the French economy very well, could you give us a sense of certain concerns around French businesses wanting to deepen the footprint in India, but seeing certain regulatory hurdles? Any concerns on the business side, according to you?
Yeah, there are always things that can be improved, and it's one of the mission of IFCI to really partner with the companies to gather all these painful regulation that can be hurdles to the development of the ties. But I must say we usually have very constructive partnership and discussion with Indian authorities. And I look forward to such a visit to be a good moment to continue to improve the context. So I will not focus too much on the issues, but on the momentum to solve them and how great the dialogue is established with Indian authorities.
All right, so you want to focus on the dialogue, on improving the ease of business. Ashish Saraf, if I were to come to you now, Thales has a very deep footprint in India for many decades now, be it in aviation solutions and in defense. Are there certain agreements, certain discussions that you are closely looking out for and how they could benefit the French defense and aerospace sector?
As Ambassador Singh said, this is, a testament to President Macron being invited as the guest of honor for our Republic Day is a testament of the strong ties that the two countries have. Now, Thales, it's also a timely reminder that Thales, a French multinational who has presence in aviation, defense, and digital identity and security solutions. We've been a partner for India for over 7 decades. Last year, we actually completed 70 years of our presence in India. We have obviously built a very strong footprint in India, specifically by being present in 7 cities, having close to over 2,000 employees, over 75 supply chain partners in India that generate, over 200 million of supply chain activity every year. So from the standpoint of, India is an excellent market for us in the defense, aviation, and digital identity and security solutions. For us, the military industrial roadmap that's been talked about, we are very excited about the military industrial roadmap that's been discussed, and that will be potentially a big topic of discussion between the two countries and the two leaders, which we are very closely watching. So we are excited about the opportunities that these are creating for us. We are already have a strong presence here and are big supporters of the Make in India narrative and the initiative. We manufacture a lot of defense equipment here, not only for domestic consumption, but for export into the global markets, like we say, not only for India, but India for the world. Specifically in aviation and defense sector, clearly we are watching out, creation of these that will allow us to bring in and share more technologies into the country. And this creates a lot of opportunities for us, not only in the domestic market, but also to utilize our skills and talents that we can explore to serve our markets across the globe.
Right. So you're looking out for enabling policies which will allow you to manufacture more for India and for the world as well, looking out for the military industrial roadmap as well. Ambassador Arun Singh, the Rafale marine aircraft deal for 26 aircraft for the Indian Navy, that has been talked about. Also, the deal for 3 additional Scorpene submarines to be built by Mazgaon Dock Limited. How likely are those agreements to be approved during this visit?
Well, it's difficult to say whether they'll specifically be approved during the visit because these conversations take some time. So I don't think it has to be related to a particular visit. But from what we understand, the conversations are going on. So I'm reasonably confident that eventually agreement would be worked out, because you have to discuss pricing and various level of technology transfer. So there are various things involved. So these things can take time, and eventually to work out. Whether it works out in the context of this visit or not, I don't think is so relevant. But Parikshit, you had also spoken about the Indo-Pacific and the focus there. And I think that's an important dimension, because not many people realize that France is a resident power in the Indo-Pacific. India has 2 million square kilometers of an exclusive economic zone. France has 9 million square kilometers of exclusive economic zone. It has a presence in the Indian Ocean at Reunion Island, Mayotte, and other islands. It has a presence in the Pacific with New Caledonia, Tahiti. So France has interests in this region, and there is a convergence of interests between India and France in this broader region. You just saw, for example, a couple of days ago, report of a major air exercise involving India, France, and UAE, and Rafale aircraft from all these three countries. Indian and French navies have done regular patrols in the Indian Ocean. And for example, with the challenge that there is to commercial traffic through the Red Sea, there are areas where India and France can cooperate. So this is so these dimensions of cooperation will also pick up.
Right. Jean, coming back to you, areas where you expect the trade between the two countries to increase, do you expect certain enabling policies on that front? Are there certain product lines where you expect the trade to go up? What about wines and spirits for Pernod Ricard? How encouraged do you feel by the optics of this visit?
Well, if I take the global context, I guess the prominent role of France within the European Union to discuss the EU-India free trade agreement will be definitely a framework that could enhance very much the relationship between the two countries and the trade between the two countries, again, on multi-sectors. In my sector of wine and spirits, obviously, there is already some dynamism, but it's improving very much. There are discussions about possible lowering of taxes and custom duties, and obviously the regulation. We are also Pernod Ricard with a strong presence, a local strong presence. We go by the Make in India motto of Prime Minister Modi, and we believe that with more investment in the country, we will continue to benefit from more conducive policies, and the trends are excellent, being it into the mass market, but even better in the higher segments. The consumers in India develop a higher purchasing power. There are aspirations to access better product and drink better. And we definitely see that as a huge opportunity for us and the entire sector.
Okay, on that note, we'll take a short break, but we will discuss the India-France strategic and business ties more closely when we return. But don't go anywhere. We're coming right back.